All right, hi everybody. So it's kind of a special pickups video here. I'm just really excited, so I wanted to make this. Plus, my normal pickups at the end of the month are getting too long, and this is not something I had really planned. But the area I live in has a fairgrounds. I think like most, regions have a fairgrounds, and they do different shows throughout the year. I've never been to the fairgrounds, even though I only live about 10 minutes away. But they had one this weekend called Vintage Fest, which marketed itself as like, vintage clothes and furniture, but it also said collectibles and more on there. So I figure, you know what? I got to go check it out. And my son did go with me, but I didn't record anything there. I'm still not comfortable recording in public. I love watching the channels that do all the recording. RNG does an amazing job of it with so many others too, but I haven't gotten there yet where I can record. But what was really cool about this place, my son and I, we got there, the first couple aisles, we walked up and down, all clothes, old clothes that was, to me, way overpriced. They had like shirts that were, like the edges were frayed and whatnot, and they were like $40 for a shirt. I don't understand the vintage market at all. I will go to Old Navy and buy a new t-shirt for $8 and be completely happy. I don't get the vintage market for shirts. But hey, if that's your thing, I'm not knocking it. Good for you. I just don't see it. And we walked around for a while. It was a free entry to the show, so was not worried at all. Worst case, we just kill a little bit of time, have fun walking around and looking at everything. But then as we started going, we actually found a couple of booths that had video games. And, so related merch. There were a few tables that had really old, like, toys. A couple of Ninja Turtles I saw that I had as a kid, stuff like that. I don't collect it now, but it was still cool to see all that stuff. But I did find some games. Actually, the 5 or 6 booths that were there that had video games, they had a lot of games, which was really cool. A lot of the Nintendo stuff, the Super Nintendo or whatnot, they were the labels were scuffed up. They weren't in the best condition. And of course, they had the Nintendo tax. They were kind of overpriced. So I stayed away from all that stuff. But I did find an awesome set of like PS2 games and stuff like that. So I'm just going to show you guys what I got. First thing, this is the only not video game, but related. Let's see if I can fit it on here. This is not like an old poster, but it's like a recreation of the poster for the Super Famicom. I just love the old artwork for the Legend of Zelda games. I love it so much. They had a lot of really cool posters. There was a Sonic Adventures one I really wanted to get, but these actually weren't that cheap. This isn't super small, but it's not super big either, and it was still $15. So I only got this one. My son did pick out another one that I paid for, an anime one, but I'm super excited. I'm gonna find a frame for this real soon and put up. I love this kind of old art for the video game stuff. Okay, besides that, I did pick up a stack of PS2 games. I feel like this is a pretty good deal. I think there's 12 or 13 games here, and I paid, oh man, I don't know, somewhere between $120 to $140. But a couple of them I think justified the price for sure. And I kind of stacked them from least interesting to what I consider the most. So if you see the first two and you're like, these are trash, just wait, it gets better. Don't quit, don't stop the video. So first one is FIFA 2001, and it's got the nice holographic sticker on it. These, by the way, if you're new to the channel, I'm collecting PS2, but I'm only doing complete in box. So I'm not going to open every single one of these, but they're all very nice. I checked all the discs. They all have very nice manuals. They're all complete. This one was funny because I checked my list on GameEye while I was there because I have so many FIFA games, and I'll admit I'm not a big soccer person, but it's a PS2 game, so I have to have it. I have FIFA like 2 through 7 or 8. I didn't have 1, and it was just sitting there minty clean, so pick that up. That's cool. Next one is another NBA 2K game, 2K7. It's got Shaq on it, so that's cool, but I don't, once again, it's not a series I'm really like big into, but cool. They were very cheap there. That's cool. Next one is Knockout Kings 2001. I don't know if there's other years for this franchise. It's not a franchise I am very familiar with, but still cool to add to the collection. And okay, those sports titles are done. Now we're going to start to get into better stuff. This is the King Kong, the Peter Jackson game based off the movie. The movie was okay. It wasn't bad. Not my favorite, but the graphics on this look pretty cool for a PS2 game. Who knows when I'll get around to actually, throw it in, but still cool to add to the collection. PS2, PS1, PS2 were actually, I think when I was most into racing games. And this is called Tokyo Extreme Racer Zero. I didn't play this one. I played a lot of the, like, Need for Speed and GTA, that kind of stuff back in. There's so many games I've never heard of on the PS2, but it's super cool to find them. I probably will plug this in one day just to give it a shot for a little bit. I'm not saying I'm going to, like, deep dive into it, but the games back in this time, racing games, they handled really well. And they're actually, for the most part, they're a lot of fun from my experience. So that's cool. I'm glad to have that. Next one is Batman Returns, the Batman movie with Brandon Routh, I believe is his name. And actually, the model looks like it. I don't know how much he looks like him in the game, but yeah, the movie was really lackluster. Maybe the game's better. I don't know. We'll move on. Next is Smash Cars. Once again, another game I've never heard of, but I guess the interesting take on this is they're RV cars. You're not actually driving the car, you're controlling an RV. I don't know how that handles in game, but it'll be cool to check out. And it's I believe it's the two-player action, so I can race one of my kids and screw with them, and that'll be fun. They're terrible at old games. And then here we go with Rampage Total Destruction. I think I've only ever played Rampage games in the arcade. I don't remember ever playing one on a console, but the graphics on this obviously looks much more updated. Oh, and it says on the back here, I'm just looking now, it has the original graphics on too, so you can kind of switch or use more modern PS2 graphics, but that's cool. Next one, I know these games go for a lot of money, and I can't say I have a lot of experience playing them, but it was cool to find for a good price at this flea market thing. Or not, I guess not flea market, vintage fair. It's Ace Combat Zero, the Belkin War. So yeah, I don't know anything about it. I'm not going to even try to comment. I don't have any experience, but that's cool to get. Next one is called Kinetica. And I don't know. Once again, it's like a weird racer. You're like almost in like a I don't even know. You're like I don't even know if you can tell on the back. It's like an individual, like, motorbike. Yeah, I don't know. I've never played it, never heard of it. There's so many games that came out back then. This is one that passed me by. Don't know anything if it's a good racer or a futuristic racer or not. I do like futuristic racers. F-Zero is a great franchise. This obviously looks quite a bit different than that. So I don't know. We'll see one day. Okay, this is going to sound lame, but I was actually super excited when I found this. One of my favorite franchises from when I was a kid was the Muppets. I still love the Muppets. I don't know why, I just love the Muppets. And this is called Muppets Party Cruise. And it's just a series of mini games, so I'm imagining it's not super great, but if I can talk one of my kids into playing it with me, I'm definitely going to play this one night. I don't know. The mini games are probably trash. I have no idea, but just to have that in the and be able to look at that cover, that makes me happy. And I'm gonna go back real fast. That's when I was talking about Kinetica. I couldn't think of the movie, but this reminds me of Tron. They're like small, like, individual motorcycle bike things but you're like leaned forward. It does, like, the art style doesn't mimic Tron, but the fact that you're in these weird little motorbikes. I don't know. We'll see if it's any good. All right, last two. This one is called Freaky Flyers. The cartoony artwork alone kind of made me laugh. Obviously, something I don't think they would make anymore with what's going on with their chess. And this looks like a racer type, but in a different sense, where it has like airplanes. I don't even know if it's anything but airplanes, but they're clearly going for a different art style or different take on racers. It looks like it's only type of airplanes, which I guess makes sense. It's called Freaky Flyers. I'll be completely honest, never heard of this game. I don't know if it's good or not. I will say when I saw the cover, I was just sold on the art style. This is very PS2-esque, so it will be fun to try, for sure. And then the last one, this one is another one. I could swear I think I've heard somebody discuss it at one point in a YouTube video, but I've never played it. I didn't know anything about it. And the label had $40 on it, and I got it for cheaper than that. But when I saw it, I'm like, why? All these other games were, you know, decently priced. This one's 40. It was 43 actually. And I got it for under 40, which is great. But I think on eBay, it goes for even more than that. And I don't know why. Is this a really good game? I don't know if anyone has played it, but it's called Coliseum Road to Freedom. It's very clean, and I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's a fighting game or like a, I don't, no idea. I don't know, but it looked cool. The cover looks cool, and it's very nice condition. Everything inside, very nice. So I can't complain with the, you know, the deal I got. I think I looked up and I saved a decent amount considering that, you know, I got all these at the Vintage Fest. Very excited to add more PS2 games. So yeah, this also made by Koei, which is cool. So yeah, I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's good, but I do finally have a working PS2 again after mine had broken. So it'll be fun to just pop some of these in and give them a shot. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to show what I picked up this weekend. I was very excited for the PS2 games. I love picking up PS2 stuff. And it was awesome to find so many games at this fest that was mostly closed, that were old and overpriced. But yeah, that'll do it for me. You guys have any thoughts on this? Let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching.